Hey guys, Fly Tire Mike here, and I'm on the search for some fishable water. We had a lot of rain come through last night with snow melt, and even this brookie stream here is blown out. And I mean, it's not very big, you can tell. There's no erosion and stuff up above it, so even it's blown out. I mean, I looked all around. I probably searched 4 or 5 streams that were totally blown out, and I have one more hopeful that literally is maybe 3 feet wide that might be fishable. But as you can see, I mean, that one isn't terrible, but it's not really worth your time because you'd have to use really heavy flies, and you might be better off tying flies this morning. But just figured I'd share with you a little bit of, you know, me searching for water that is not roaring like this. So, and that's not a very big brookie stream right there, but she's ripping. All right, everybody, we're at the first point of this stream. You can see, not very big, but this is fishable. Okay, I know it seems ridiculous to hit a stream up that you can literally walk across, but there are brook trout in here. And sometimes on these little guys like this, you may be surprised to find a couple big brookies. When I say big, I'm talking, you know, 8-9 inch fish, but they are in this kind of water. So I'm gonna bounce around a little bit more, but at least this lets me know that between where this stream dumps into another one, which is about 200 yards down maybe, I could possibly catch a few fish. So when your streams get totally blown out and you can't find water that's fishable, go to those headwaters, and you can look on a topo map or even Google Maps in you know, street mode, and you might be able to find these little tiny tribs that aren't blown out. You know, so if you really want to fish, you really want to get out there, you can do things like that and just look, you know, put in the effort to look. And now I had an idea this part of the stream would be fishable. Now the population of brookies isn't really great, and they're probably not very big, but they are in here. I mean, it's a nice little stream. I don't even know if anybody's ever even really fished this. I'm sure there's a couple guys like me out there that might have tried it, but it just goes to show, you know, hit the water, scout. Okay, now I have a blog post coming up that covers all this kind of stuff that I'm talking about right now, and it's gonna be a good one. You know, I've been working on it for probably 3 weeks now, off and on, but it's definitely gonna be a nice post. And like I said, like you see that little pool behind me with that log. Now I'd walk down and then fish up. I could be standing back there and just drop one of them little streamers. Now you're just dapping, you're not casting. I mean, look at me. I'm totally surrounded by hemlocks and everything else. Now you're just dropping that streamer in there, giving it a few twitches, and then they'll come over and grab it. You know, they like to hide under rocks and stuff, so I might be able to fish this in a little bit. Just thought I'd give you a little bit more updates on scouting and looking for fishable water when everything else is blown out. All right, we stopped at another brook trout stream, and this one's kind of a sad case for a brookie stream. Now, the flow isn't too bad. Okay, I mean, it's up, but you could possibly fish this one, but you see that color, and this stream makes me so sad because that's a Class A brook trout stream. Okay, that means that it has a biomass high enough to qualify for Class A, right? But it's chocolate milk right now, and if you want to know why, they logged the heck out of the mountain above it. Now, I want to say that they followed the buffer zone. As you can see, there's, I don't know, maybe 150 feet of trees. When you clear off a whole freaking mountainside like that, and then the whole other side of the mountain is cleared off, all that runoff's going right into this brookie stream. Now this is recognized as a DEP cold water, clean water fishery, or, you know, they classify it as a cold water high quality stream, which I have worries about this one in the future because of all of the erosion, that nice rocky bottom and gravel bottom that the brookies spawn in could potentially be covered up with silt and sediment from all this runoff. So I'm anxious to see how this one pans out in the long run, but boy, that's a bummer. Trout and nature have a way of working things out, but sometimes man makes it a little tough on both of them. So this one is not fishable. We're gonna move on to the next. Guys, we're here at another brook trout stream. This one you could probably fish the edges. The main channels are a little off color, but I mean you could fish this one. It's a little bit higher than what I would want, but I mean you could still see some water clarity there. Find some little pockets and eddies, and drop a mop fly or a nice heavy streamer right in there. But being that this is, I would say, maybe the middle point of this particular stream, maybe a little bit down towards the lower end of it, this would let me know that the upper end would probably be much more fishable. Now you have to walk pretty far to get up there, maybe a mile and a half, but that upper end should be okay. I wouldn't expect to see as much color to that section of the stream, and I would actually see it as it being pretty nice. Now, one thing you gotta watch though is you can see we still have snow. When you have rain that melts snow, and then that runoff that hits this stream, it's most likely gonna lower the temperature of that stream. I mean, I know it's like in the probably 37 to 40 degrees right now, but that water temp is gonna be significantly colder due to that snow melt. Now, you may be better off tying flies today and then going out tomorrow once the water levels drop. They're acclimated to that colder water, and it almost like it shocks them, it seems, when that snow melt hits them. But this one would be fishable. Now, I don't think I'm gonna fish for trout this morning. I'm gonna go home and hang out with the kids, and then a little bit later on, my son and I are gonna hopefully hit up some tailwater actions at like a spillway for some panfish and stuff. So that's my plan, but I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what I do to find fishable water when everything is blown out. I'll go and I'll spot check streams like this. Now, I live in a great area. I have a lot of blue lines around me that I can check, but I'll start low, and see what the color looks like. If the color's real blown out and brown, cross that one off the list. Then I'll start making my way up to different points of different streams to where I can get a better gauge on how that water is. Look at the map, look at the mountains surrounding it, and things like that, because then you can see, okay, well, this has some real steep mountains going in it. It's probably going to have a lot of runoff, things like that. You could see how many different feeder streams hit the main stream, and it'll tell you roughly what your water level is going to be. And like I said earlier, I have a blog post coming up that's going to cover all this kind of stuff, and basically give you a great reference point of finding blue lines, finding fishable water when it's high, and all of that. So this morning I'm going to cross off the idea of going fishing, but I wanted to go out and kind of take you guys through the process of what I do to find fishable water when everything's blown out. So hopefully that might get some of you guys off the couch today, maybe go for a ride. I took maybe a 45-minute ride around the area and scouted out. Now, what that's really going to help you do is, instead of hitting a stream like, oh, it's blowed out, but that's my plan, don't be afraid to switch your plan up. I had 4 or 5 streams that I looked at. Some were really blown out, some were decent. But if I would have stuck to that one stream that was blown out, I could have fished for 4 or 5 hours and only caught 1 fish. Whereas I spent an hour scouting and I found water that's fishable, I can go back to that stream that is a lot better water conditions and catch more fish and have a lot more enjoyable trips. So I just wanted to share that with you. Maybe you don't have that option of hitting up 5 or 6 different streams and scouting them out. But if you do, that hour that you put in scouting, it's almost like deer hunting, but that hour you put in for scouting instead of fishing could lead to a lot more fish landed. So I just wanted to share that with you and hope that helps you out. Good luck if you're out there, and thanks for watching.